At Dave Cooper Live, we connect the industry leaders in the architectural, engineering, and construction space with the people, the products, and the processes to help them build it better. All right, welcome everybody to Dave Cooper Live. So today's show is going to be a little different. It's Tuesday. It's not Monday, but we had a last minute cancellation yesterday for our show, but we didn't want to leave you without a show all week until Wednesday, if that makes any sense. So instead, I'm sharing some of the most important lessons I've learned from interviewing thousands of leaders in the offsite modular, industrialized construction space. We have spoken to governments and the leaders from around the world. So over the next few minutes, we're going to go over 3 big lessons from factory owners, developers, and investors, a quick toolbox of tips you can use now, and if you wouldn't be so kind, please provide your thoughts and comments along the way to help drive this conversation forward. We have about 10 clips lined up of all the interviews that we did, and we're going to go through each one of them. But before we get into any or all of that, we always got to do big shout outs to all of our supporting members. And we're going to start with our good friends, Cobalt Creed. So Cobalt Creed services builders, developers, prefab home builders, and manufacturers, allowing them to achieve the highest levels of comfort, indoor air quality, and low energy costs with their HVAC systems installed for their projects and their customer. Their approach is very, very simple. By using a proprietary small duct high velocity central heating and cooling system. If you want to learn more, check them out at cobaltcreed.com. And something new that we're doing as well this year is we're giving shout outs to some of our supporting members. HSB CAD has been with us for a long, long time now. Their software is amazing. If you're not familiar with it, it recognizes flexible offsite construction software. Whatever you design is manufactured, assembled, and BIM compliant. And yes, they are a plug-in with Revit. So if you are using Revit out there, you can check them out. If you're not familiar with them, please give Cobalt or HSB CAD a big shout out. And let's get into our regular sponsors for today's show. And then we're going to get into a whole bunch of clips from leaders that we have had on the show over the years. CombiLift is the largest global manufacturer of multi-directional forklifts and straddle carriers, a leader in long load handling solutions, offering a free warehouse and site optimization design service. CombiLift helps companies of all sizes and from every industry maximize the capacity, safety, and efficiency of their warehouse and storage facilities. A big thank you to Paul Short and the team at CombiLift for helping us all to build it better. Visit them at combilift.com. Forward Solutions Group is successfully driving companies to succeed where others have failed. Are you looking to start a factory, optimize your existing factory, streamline your production, or take your team to the next level? Whatever your needs are, Forward has a solution for you. Reach out to Ben at forwardsolutionsgroup.com. All right, again, a big shout out to all of our supporting members and all the supporting members you see going across the screen below. You got UBC, you got AutoMist, Sega, EcoMod. If you would like to have your name supporting us, we're more than happy to have you in our family and our community. And we'll give you a shout out, which we're going to be doing weekly now with all of our supporting members, because awareness is key to understanding what your options are out there for building and the success of us building moving forward. All right. So with that said, let's get into it. Lesson number 1, speed versus quality. Factories that win don't chase speed first. They do not chase speed first. They build a solid process, and speed becomes the byproduct, not the goal. So a little fact that we're going to hear from Helena Lidlow on precision manufacturing and what her team did when taking over former Katerra facility. So why don't we check this out?
The plant was pretty full with automation when we came in. It wasn't much in terms of material storage, and for me, who wants a manufacturing flow, the material feed and storage is really an integral part of making a facility work. So I was a little bit in despair around that. So what we did was to look at, first of all, how can we make a modular line fit in here? And then we introduced an assembly line into the mix, which you see here. And the assembly line is actually working just like the walkway do when you are at the airport. So it carries the module all the way through. And then 90 degrees to the assembly line, we have all the element lines that you're seeing snippets from here. Yeah. And the panels lines, they just feed into it. So it's the fishbone flow where all the different components come together at the assembly line.
All right. So, and now another perspective on this in a quick throwback. Key takeaways from Katerra's collapse, right? Featuring Helena, Jerry McCaughey, Rick Murdoch, Ben Hershey, and Hardy Wenzel. Fleischer, the mod coach, says, what is missing in our industry is a transition of knowledge. Now that's a great comment, right? This comes down to the collaboration. This comes down to all of us being on this panel today and talking. And this is a big deal for our industry to have so many high-level leaders on this panel finally starting to share and collaborate and come together. What is your thoughts on that comment? And Helena, I'll start with you on that.
No, it's a great comment. Thank you. No, I always argue that the industry we're in, at least in my setting, it's very small. So we're not fighting with each other. We have to fight with the rest of the building industry. And we often work together with some of the competitors.
There you have it. You know, there's another quick throwback from Helena. Now, here's one that I also wanted to play from our good friend, Steve Glenn, Plant Prefab, that gives you another perspective on what crawl, walk, run approach to automation truly is. So let's check out this. What we're seeing here is now the mod lines. I mean, it's a sea of mods from one end of the factory to the next.
Yeah, so 3 mod lines, 7 stations each where we do HVAC, electrical, plumbing, finish work, mill work, drywall, sprinklers, all that's done here. So we have 2 of the lines completely filled right now with modules for this 4-story affordable housing project in Santa Monica, designed by Brooke Scarpa.
Sure.
It's for Community Corp of Santa Monica, great nonprofit that does affordable housing in the LA area. Super excited to be working with them. This is our first multifamily affordable project. And we have another one we just started, 100% affordable.
Yeah.
6 stories with cloud apartments.
Yeah.
And Genesis Development.
Now, is that 6 stories from ground, or is it on a podium? Or?
Podium.
So it's on a podium, so it's really going to be more than 6 stories?
Exactly.
All right. Lesson 2, financing is everything. Industrialized construction is fast, but deals stall without financing. Factories connecting developers with lenders and de-risking projects are the ones thriving. Now, I'm going to play a video here with Zishan Z, Mirza, and Itai Timna from U.S. Modular Capital on how to fund industrialized construction projects.
So one of the things we see from developers come in all the time is, they ask us for pricing and they ask us for loan to cost. One of the things that we try to sort of make for our clients is also and this is also sort of improving the ecosystem of modular construction, which is we're there not just to sort of provide capital, but actually to be value added partners with these developers. So when a developer comes in, we obviously want to understand who the developer is. We want to understand who the manufacturer is. We want to see their equity, but to really sort of understand how they're going about the project.
Perfect. So here's another take, right? Live from IBS this past year. I ran into the cowboy, Tom Coronado, and he was breaking down what home builders need to know about offsite construction.
So going forward, we're going to have not just the fact that we'll always do pre-curbs, funding for single family and for multifamily, but they're going to add some unique segments of the industry for the builder, the developer, for investors.
Yeah.
Still covering first-time buyers at like VA, FHA, USDA level. 5%, 0% down. But the more exciting stuff is going to be some forward commitment stuff that's going to have really low rates, trying to solve affordable housing, not just through price from the manufacturer, but through the actual financing of the deal.
So financing, always a big deal in this industry. And we find that most of the offsite manufacturers out there that have the financing options already up their sleeve for the developers and the builders that want to come into this space are the ones thriving. I've seen it over and over again, not just here, but through Southwest, Southeast Asia, Europe, all over the world. It is definitely the way forward. Now, what about codes and permitting? Is it an issue? The industry can't scale if every jurisdiction has a different playbook, is what we hear over and over again. That's why initiatives like ABC matter, unifying approvals. Or do they? Here's Galliano from Boxbowl sharing his frustration with current system.
Like, I can say selfishly from Boxable, like, all right, that's kind of good, but in general, it's like it's outrageous. It's outrageous, and it's not just the state modular certification. This is federal, local. There's various different regulatory agencies for like every step of the way. Right. My mind is just like blown every day dealing with this stuff. So we're now in the final stretch of that, getting hopefully Arizona, Nevada, and California first. And I think once we have those three, the rest will be kind of easier to get because all the work's already be done and submitted, and all the back and forth is done.
Now they have gotten a lot more states since then, obviously, but this is a big regulatory issue for all of the offsite manufacturing across the country. We don't have a code based on safety and performance, which causes a little bit of an issue. We also don't have a code that works for offsite manufacturing. We're trying to fit square pegs in round holes, it seems like, all the time. And trying to get that speed and efficiency state to state is very hard when every state has their own regulations. And yes, we understand why, different climate zones, et cetera, seismic zones, you name it. So, but one of the things that has recently come out, controversial or not, people are starting to look at this. This is Paolo Terramani, who is one of the founders of Boxable. And I had the honor of interviewing him recently, and this was his thoughts.
It is aimed at fixing the regulatory nightmare that we have in our country. And it is agnostic in terms of building technology whether it's a factory or field construction, whether it's an apartment complex or a large development, or a single poor son of a bitch homeowner who owns a piece of land, who is really just completely being prevented from building products. And obviously in the last 4 or 5 years that we've been running and growing our company, we've seen the problems firsthand. I just felt it was incumbent upon us, the building industry, to provide a solution, in this case to the administration, to the current administration. And this administration is screaming deregulation. So if there's ever a time in history where we can come back to sort of sanity, this is it. The time is now.
The time is now. So I'd love your comments and questions on this one, because this is a hot topic, and I think that, deregulation is a big word. There's a lot of tiny little moving parts in this, and that's why it's not so easy. And I know the folks at the ICC and so many others are really trying hard to make all of this happen. And how do we do it? And how do we become more sustainable, more efficient? How do we process orders quicker and get code compliance quicker in each state and jurisdiction so we can build faster? It's always a tough thing. So, all right, what are 3 quick things you can do to stay ahead? Some of the biggest ones are going to some of the industry events. You got Greenbuild coming up in LA. Just come see what we're doing. We're going to have a big stage on the trade show floor. That's right. Make sure you come to Greenbuild. We're bringing the offsite construction world to the Greenbuild, which is in LA at their LA Convention Center. And I will tell you now, it's a perfect fit for offsite construction. Mass Timber Plus, formerly known as the IWBC show, is another big one. Ligna and Advancing Prefab are must-attend events for networking and learning. And of course, you have BCMC, which is one of my favorite events out there, especially if you're looking to purchase equipment and meet the framers of the world, in World of Modular. If you want to stay connected to the modular space and connect with people like Jim Gabriel, Jim Dunn, and so many others that are out there. Now, outside of events, technology is changing how we build. If you are still stuck in a 2D plan review process, you got to rethink it. It's becoming more affordable. It's easier to use. So BIM and digital twins are helping the factories solve problems before they even happen. Watch this digital twin here work in your favor.
Well, this is a great example of a complex area in a wall panel, right? We've got a lot of pipes. We've got a lot of penetrations. These penetrations are not drafted by a human hand. They are calculated and applied through the MWF software. So we have a pipe in the digital twin. Okay. It literally passes through, and MWF picks up that pipe and says, hey, I need a hole to a specific size to meet that pipe.
So the automation that we just saw over there is prepping all this lumber for the MEPs coming through.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. Do we just do MEPs? You guys get into electrical or HVAC?
We do. So mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and HVAC, all of those things come into these magazines, depending on the specification of the project, and depending on what elements are in wall panels.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, like if you even just watch a second of that video, you can see how the digital twin is really changing how we build, and not just an offsite, and traditional construction as well. I mean, now you can walk on job sites with virtual reality and everything else. You can see the project, how it's built before it's even built, or sections of the project while it's being built that hasn't been built yet. Does that make any sense? Anywho, it's making things a lot easier for everybody to move forward. So what about proof of concept, right? What are some prime examples where prefab is working at scale? MEPs, data centers. Check out this video of the data center interview we just had. Through why these power stations, so to speak, that you guys are building and can be delivered. Where's the value for the companies on having something that's portable like this?
All of construction is real estate play. So if we were to take one of these units and say it's a 1.6 megawatt unit and call it a traditional stick build, the way we did things 10 years ago, that might take up 1,000 square feet. We're building that in about 430 square feet now. So just taking some price per square foot, use whatever metric you want, we're cutting down the utility of your space of that space, that would be, a cost or an overhead expense, whatever you want to call it, back of house expense. And we're now able to dedicate that to the white space and to tenants, those that they're paying the bills.
So for those of you out there, do you have a product to show? Can you explain how you offer value once on site? Blueprint does. I'm going to show you a clip, prefabricated wall panels with electrical and plumbing on a job site tour in Baltimore. And joining me on this tour is Melissa Gabinet, and she will walk us through what's happening. We're walking down through the hallway. Tell me what we have going on here.
All right, so you can see these are the framed panels.
Yep.
Insulation is put in on site on this project.
Okay.
Sometimes we do go ahead and put it in our factory.
Yep.
So as you walk in, you'll see all of our wall panels. All the electrical boxes were installed in the factory. Plumbing,
All of this?
Yes, plumbing pipes to a certain point are installed in our factory.
Okay.
And then they make the connections on site.
Well, I'm assuming here is where it ended at the factory, maybe, or the connections
It actually probably ended right about here.
Right about here?
Yes,
Okay.
and so this is coming up from the floor below.
Yep.
So then they just make the connection on top of the plate.
Perfect. And then all the boxes came already installed. Is
Yes.
the wiring installed?
Yes. Well, actually, what happens is the wiring is installed in the box and then coiled up. As we get on site and we connect the panels together, then they run the wiring.
Got it. And then they can all just be home run.
Correct. Now, if the wire is within a panel, it'll be run in the panel.
Perfect. So equally important is knowing when prefab won't work in industrialized construction or infrastructure. Prefab piping solutions in NEOM in Saudi Arabia and beyond. Prefab MEP specialist Neil Wyport, currently with Victaulic Prefab Piping. Check this one out. I think you're going to like it.
I was a contractor myself, and it's like, okay, you're taking food off my table if you're doing everything. What's left for me? But in some scenarios, fully prefabricated skids might not be viable based on location or sequencing through a building. So then we'll say, well, okay, let's go for a 2D sub-assembly that can then be maneuvered into position. Or it may be an engineered design with kitted parts that is packaged and bagged and tagged within a controlled environment, and then sent out to site within sequence, within zones, to support the installer so that they know exactly where they're working, what they're installing. You haven't got multiple different deliveries. So there's different levels that we can go to based on the overall value, because we don't want to be doing everything prefabricated if it's just not viable. Because then we're just being busy and the numbers just don't balance.
So with that said, and I'm going to get myself back on screen here, what tools are you using out there? What tools are all of you using out there, whether it's going to events, whether it's software? We definitely want to know, and we definitely want to hear about what you're doing, and put it in the comments, because other people want to know. I mean, our entire community is based around sharing information, not who has the secret widget that's going to solve the world. Because if it is the secret widget and you don't want to share your IP, then why are we still only 3-4% of the entire space? Some people may argue 5%, 6%, but I've been doing this for over 25 years now, and I can tell you it's always been the same percentage, and it's getting old, it's getting tired. We do need to make a change on how we move this forward and what we do, because it is proven to be moving rapidly in our direction. Should we be able to showcase, white paper, and prove to the world out there that this is a better way to build, as we all know it is. So with that said, 2 questions we always get. What's the biggest misconception about offsite construction? What do you think the biggest misconception about offsite construction is? That it's always cheaper? Yeah, that's what everybody thinks, right? But not always. It's faster, scalable, predictable, which can lead to cost savings when you evaluate the total life cycle of a project. not just sticks to sticks and bricks to bricks, but the total life cycle from the time you start designing to the time you put heads on beds and people are actually living and working in your project. So also, the other question is, how can a small developer start? This is like an everyday comment that I get anymore. And I tell everybody, you need to partner with existing factories. You need to focus on one product type. That's right, one product type. Prove it out and then scale it. Prove it out and then scale it. You can't be shopping factory to factory to factory. Everybody's going to do it a little bit different. The pricing's all going to be different, and you're not going to understand the quality versus what you're actually getting. Every factory has a different standard. So pick a factory, work through it, make them a partner of yours, and keep going and scaling. It's the best way forward. So also, we're always looking for guests that we may not know about to come on the Dave Cooper Live show. I don't know if you're out there, if you have a product, you're a leader in this industry, and you would like to put out to our community who you are and what you do. Well, guess what? We have a brand new website, and I'm going to put that up on the screen here. And hopefully all of you can then join us on that website, because you can sign up for everything and anything on our new site today. So with that said, also, we have all of our supporting members on here. But right here in the top right, you can click on this. You can come here and how to be an A-list guest on the Dave Cooper Live show. That's right. You need to be an industry leader. An industry leader, a decision maker, or somebody with the next best idea on how we're going to change the world. But if you have a factory, if you have a product, if you have things that are looking to make a change in our industry, we want to hear from you, and you can come to our website and fill all that out at davecooper.live, and then hopefully we can review it and see if it's a good fit for our show. And also, if you want to be a partner of ours, again, we got all of our partners listed on our Partners Driving Innovation page. And these are also going to have links back to your website and so many other things. But on this, there's so much here. There's a lot of information. So we hope you guys will take the time. You'll take a look at everything that we're doing, how we work, and what we do around the world. And we'd also love to invite you to all of our executive events that we have going on as well. So make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Also on here, sign up for our newsletter and, definitely visit the site. We'd love to hear from you. So the future of construction isn't just tools and tech. It's people. That's right. It's people willing to make a change. And for all of you that are out there bantering and bashing everybody in the world, sorry, I get back to my page here, and cutting people down, which I see on LinkedIn all the time. Everybody thinks they got it figured out. Stop. Because anybody that's willing to put their neck out there and try and make a difference is what we need. And we're going to continue following everybody and everything that's happening here and around the world. And I can't wait to share with some of the things that we've been doing elsewhere. So anywho, I appreciate everybody, I guess is the best way to say that. Hey, Efren, how are you? I'm looking, what did Efren say? I'm looking for jobs, electrical foreman, golf experience, module building, 15 years. Well, why don't you send me a private note, Efren, and I can see what we can do to put that information out there for you. More than happy to help you out with those things for sure. So, and this is the other great thing. There are jobs out there. People are out there looking for workers, looking for skilled workers, looking for unskilled workers, willing to train workers. Heck, even going to the incarceration system to get people these days, which is a big, big deal. So there's a lot happening. Things are changing fast. There's about 10 million new modular and offsite experts on LinkedIn. Do your homework, understand who's who out there. If you ever have any questions, you can always reach out to us at Dave Cooper Live. More than happy to help you navigate the system, which we love to do. But we need to move this forward. Those are some examples. We have thousands of videos and interviews on our YouTube channel and LinkedIn if you can find them. LinkedIn makes it hard. YouTube's kind of like our library. And we're going to update that to make it simpler to find things as well, especially for our community. So for all of you out there, I hope this video gave you a little bit more insight. Maybe you saw some clips of shows that you missed. You can go find all of those on our YouTube channel. So make sure you get out there, you subscribe, you like, make sure you comment in this video. I know it's not my smoothest of smoothest videos, but again, when we have last minute cancellations on the show, we got to do something because the information has to keep flowing. So, hey, everybody, I really appreciate all of you out there. I'm Dave Cooper. Check us out at davecooper.live. Go to our website. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. What an amazing show. Thank you to all of our sponsors for helping us to continue to bring all of these innovative conversations to all of you out there. Please visit them, see what they have to offer you. And as always, subscribe to the YouTube channel and ring that bell. It would mean the world to us. I'm Dave Cooper. Thanks for watching.